This video shows the proper way to break down your gear prior to putting it into the gear extractor. First and foremost, everybody should be following the on-scene decon policy after structure fires. If for some reason that you are unable to do a on-scene decon, please do not put your gear into the extractor with large chunks of debris, sheetrock, insulation, charred wood, whatever that usually accumulates on the gear straight into the extractor. Take it outside, rinse it off with a garden hose, hit it with a brush if you need to knock the large particles off, and then put the gear into the extractor. If you put the gear into the extractor with a lot of this debris on there, it could clog the drain line up and all that of the extractor, and two, that you're just getting those large particles, that charred wood and things like that, just flopping around in there, and there's a possibility that your gear doesn't get as clean as it should. Also, there's going to be 2 bottles of citrus squeeze, which is what we use to wash our gear with here at Station 2. Be one put at Station 1, one at Station 51, and one at Station 52. This is for pre-treatment, so if you get something on your gear that's soaked in or stained, in the past couple months we've had some issues with paint. Pre-treat those areas with that citrus squeeze. Brush that stuff. Get as much of it off as possible, because if it gets to the our ISP where we do our yearly inspection, they are not signing off on gear that has paint or heavy contamination. So the best we can get that stuff off as soon as it gets on there, the better off we're going to be. Okay. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to break our gear apart. We're going to remove the suspenders from the pants. Suspenders and DRDs do not go into the extractor. If we wash a DRD in the extractor or suspenders, they can they can lose their elasticity. DRDs even have been known to unravel. So we want to try to keep the integrity of those components the best we can. So we will not wash those in the extractor. If you have to wash your DRD, which you will, and suspenders, we need to put those into a bucket with some clear cleaning solution and let them soak. You can agitate them with a broom handle or your hand or whatever else, but and then rinse them out with clean water from the hose pipe. But again, do not put these things in the gear extractor. All right, so we're going to finish breaking down our pants. We're going to remove the inner liner. Be careful with these snaps when you're removing them. Don't just jerk them. Grab each one individually. That way any snaps doesn't get damaged or broken or ripped out of the fabric as you're removing them. So you have the snaps around the top, and then you have snaps at each leg. And guys, it's very important if, when you're washing your gear, especially if you're, from an outside station, you drop your gear off, let's make sure that you know, you don't just drop it in the floor, okay? Because other people have to handle this gear. Make sure you break it down. If you talk to somebody about, you know, washing your gear, if you're leaving that morning, let's make sure that you talk to somebody, make sure they're good with washing your gear, taking care of it for that shift, and have it ready to go into the gear extractor. All right, we're gonna move the inner liner from the coat, kind of the same as the pants. You're gonna take care and unsnap each snap of the jacket. You got those on the sides. You got Velcro at the collar. And then you got a couple snaps on each wristlet. All right, so then we're going to move the inner liner once all the snaps are disconnected. Don't forget about your DRD to take that out of the Velcro holder. All right, now we are ready to get our gear to the point to where it's ready to go into the gear extractor, okay? On inner liners, before putting an inner liner inside of a extractor, we want to turn them inside out, okay? So we want to make sure that we turn them inside out like so. That's the coat and the pants. All right. All right, so we'll take the inner liners once they're turned inside out. We'll go ahead and put those into the extractor. And then if you have flash hoods, things like that, you want to wash like items together. So you can wash flash hoods with inner liners, and you can put up to, you know, 3 sets in these extractors, okay? Once you get the inner liner in the extractor, each station has a sign on the side or on the wall that tells you which cycle to select when washing. So we're going to select the inner liner cycle for this one here at station 2. And then we're just going to press start and let the extractor do the washing. All right. So while our inner liners are washing, we can prepare our outer liner for get them ready to wash. We want to zip all zippers. We want to make sure all the Velcro is attached. Well, that goes for the neck collar, the radio pocket, whatever else. We want to attach those. We want to attach those Velcros. This keeps the Velcro from being heat damaged from the hot water when they're attached properly. So make sure we attach those. Same thing goes with the pants. We're going to, if they have a zipper in the fly, we're going to zip the zipper. If they don't, they've got a snap and Velcro. We want to make sure all that is secure. Again, line the pockets Velcro up, make sure they're fully covered, and set it to the side, okay? So once your inner liners get through washing, you can go take and hang those on the dryer. We have a dryer at station 51 and station 52. And then you can take and put your outer liners inside the extractor, select the proper setting, and press start on those. Okay. As far as gloves, you know, you can wash your gloves in the extractor. Me personally, I like to let them soak in the bucket with my DRD and my suspenders. Just the extractor has in the past made the inner liner from the glove separate from the outside lining. So you know, just use your own personal judgment on that. But there is nothing wrong with washing those in the extractor. This is a great time to review your SOPs on gear, from training gear to the training gear memos, DRD memos, personal protective equipment on certain types of calls such as MVAs, structure fires, and also review your on-scene decon policy. If you have any questions, consult your officer at your station, and they can push those questions up the chain if they can't be answered. Thank you.